So I don't want you to feel like that money is going. I don't have any reason to believe that she's one of the, I assume, few people who's misusing child support.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, good. No, that's good. All right, I'm going to ask you something here about one thing you gave us, which is plaintiff's exhibit 2. Let's go ahead and put that up on the map. These are text messages that you exchanged with the defendant when?
Within a month that we split up.
Okay. In this text message, you say to him, are you going to help me out with the Marcus loan I took out to pay our credit cards? They charge every 26th of the month, which is in 3 days. I've been paying it every month, but when I took it out, I used it for all of the credit cards to wipe off our debt. So that concerns me a little, because this doesn't sound like someone who really believes that there's an agreement to split this loan. It sounds like somebody who's saying to him, like, I did something nice for you, are you going to help me? Explain to me why I'm this way.
So when we split up, we had spoken in person. We talked about everything that we had to split up. We split up his bills, my bills, and then this was the loan that we had agreed on. I know that we said it in person, so I kind of wanted a message to determine that he will still help me out with it. I know that it was under my name. The reason I didn't put him as a co-signer for the loan was because his credit score was low, so I didn't want it to affect his credit score. My credit score was better, so that's why I put it under my name.
So this was like a gentle, non-confrontational reminder, like, hey, you agreed to this.
Yeah. Just so that I can have it in writing and he doesn't, like that.
And then you bring it to us.
Good.
All right. The parties are excused while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you both. This court will be on recess. I wish we had something a little more concrete here, but I believe the plaintiff. I think she took out this loan for joint expenses. At the time, they were pooling all of their expenses and splitting them all. They continued to split the loan after they separated. To me, that's sufficient evidence that even though the loan was in her name, it was both of their loans. So I think even absent more concrete proof that they both agreed in advance to pay it off 50-50, I think I'm satisfied.
I don't agree with his logic that he benefited then but didn't benefit now. You have less debt, so he owes it.
He conceded that. He conceded that the $12,000 was spent equally for him and for her. So, and he was continuing to pay it off. His attitude and his actions indicate that he knew it was a combined loan, and he's responsible for it.
All right, so that was pretty easy. We're all in agreement.
Yep. All in agreement.
We have a verdict.
The judges deliver the verdict. Next, closed caption provided by...
There we go. How does psoriasis know the worst time to show up? Was that a flinch? It's not like psoriasis is contagious. I have no idea what I've tried. Lotions, pills, light therapy. I'm done. So done.
Talk to your dermatologist about your psoriasis symptoms and treatment options. Go to SoDone.com.
3 judges, 3 opinions, 1 verdict. Hot bench.
You'll be driving down the road, God forbid something happens to your engine and your transmission. Now you got to figure out how to tow the car, where to tow it to, how much it's going to cost. Whereas you have a company like CarShield back here, you make a phone call, everything's taken care of.
So can you walk us through a little bit on like a car breakdown? What happens on the customer side and what you see?
Every day at our shop, there's people that just come and bawling their eyes out because their car's warranty just ran out. They got all these new expenses now that they have to pay for. Some of the average cost of repairs, for instance, on a transmission would range anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000, $7,000. Engines can go anywhere from $5,000 to $14,000, $15,000. If you can get CarShield, do it. Don't even think twice. Give them a call. See what you can do to get on that program because it's going to give you peace of mind.
No other company protects drivers like CarShield. All you need to do is call CarShield now before your car breaks down.
CarShield can save you thousands. Just call before a breakdown happens. Call 800-801-5822.
It's so easy.
Got me a great settlement. Call 1-800-222-2222. Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Introducing Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact.
It is so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Strengthen and tone your legs, increase your mobility, flexibility, and balance. Plus, stimulate healthy circulation.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better. It makes me feel stronger too.
Perfect for home therapy. Whisper quiet to use while you work.
My circulation is moving, I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. Call and get upgraded to the deluxe bundle. Get the faster motor or 5 miles of steps per hour, the step counter, the sport mat, and wireless remote. Call now.
Half protection is not enough. Using just an antivirus online is also not enough. Get better protection from online threats. Get NordVPN now.
Every question has two sides.
Does an ex owe you money? Go to hotbench.tv, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok.
This boy is Otto Roman, we have deliberated, reviewed the evidence, and reached a unanimous verdict. I know I asked you some questions there about that text message at the end. We discussed all the evidence. We thought your explanation made a lot of sense as to why the text messages looked like that. And the three of us all believed pretty clearly that there was an understanding that the two of you were splitting bills. This was a loan that was taken out that was divvied among you equally. You really had a joint pot. And it would have been nice to have something a little more clear from the very beginning to say we're going to split payment of this loan. But, we don't demand that. If there's other evidence that shows us and satisfies us that you both understood that you were sharing this loan. And I think here there is that evidence both from before you separated and after you separated. And so for that reason, and because the loan was really part of your joint expenses, that you were splitting 50-50 when you took it, we believe you're entitled to Mr. Mercado's half of the loan that is still outstanding, as well as his half of the several months that you've been paying it by yourself. So, Mr. Mercado, we appreciate your candor. We felt you were credible. We didn't love that you said even if you had money, you probably wouldn't be paying this. I know you may not have wanted to admit it, but I think you're 3 years into a lifetime of sharing your son.
Yeah.
And I know you're showing up for him as a dad, but she has custody of him. He's with her the majority of the time, and this is the person that your son is going to look to on a day-to-day basis, and you will be too. So supporting, not just financially, but emotionally, supporting in every way you can her is really supporting her son, and your son as well. We hope you continue to do that. We appreciate your kind words about her. Ms. Mejia, you are entitled to the full amount requested for the balance on the loan, $3,314, and we wish you both and your son the best.
This court is now adjourned. Please step outside.
Hot Bench continues in a moment. And on the next Hot Bench.
You came to believe that your brother betrayed you. He wrecked my family. Bottom line. This is my brother. It's the difference from somebody in the street. This is my brother.
Hot Bench.
I don't think I'm responsible for it at all. She did take it out when we were together, but as of now we're not together, so I don't know why. They'll keep paying her.
No more loan agreements of this. Happy that I can provide a little bit more for my son that should be
She's not supporting me in any way, but somehow I feel like I still have to support her. So
This was kind of the last string that we had together. Right now it's just to co-parent our son.
she's still gonna be the son, the mother to my son. So we'll talk here and there. Things go cool, something like this, and we're going to move.
We try to be the best parents we can.
If I get a loan for me, myself.
Not all awards carry the same weight. That's why at Flexible, we set out to create the best
of the best. A product so effective, you'll see results in just minutes. In almost no time, those dreaded under-eye bags, fine lines, and wrinkles visibly disappear from view.
Plexaderm works. Look away all the way, all the time. You can see it in my face. Wow. That's incredible. There's been creams, there's been lotions, concealers. Nothing works like this.
Are you serious? Like I look 15 years. Are you sure it's not the mirror?
Plexaderm won Editor's Choice Awards from E! Elle magazine, and most recently, Women's Health. Now those are real trophies. And now you can try Plexaderm for just $14.95 with free shipping. Go online, call now, or scan the QR code on your screen. Join the millions who've discovered why Plexaderm isn't just good, it's the best. Stay connected and informed daily. Go to KMTH.com today.
You had someone else move in?
Your co-tenant has a problem with it. He let someone stay over a de facto objection for 9 months. Bench.
Judge Rachel Warren. Judge Michael Borriero. Judge Joaquin Tawalde. 3 judges, 3 opinions, 1 verdict. This is the bench.
Your Honor, this is case number 173 on calendar. Horn versus Cucchiaro. Thank you, Officer Musk. Ms. Horn, you are suing your former roommate, Ms. Cucchiaro, for $900 for unpaid rent. Yes, ma'am. Claim she left your residence while still owing you. You two met at a laundromat. Yes. And you really wanted her to move in with you right away, but your boyfriend did not. Correct. Ultimately, you kept pressing the issue, I guess, and against your boyfriend's wishes. The defendant moved in. And after about 6 months of all going relatively well, it sounds like, the defendant started coming home. Ultimately, things fell apart. She ended up vacating without paying her last month and a half rent. So you claim that she owes $900 for unpaid rent. Ms. Cucchiaro, you claim that everything was okay for a while, but soon after you were there, somebody else moved, and that completely changed the scenario. There was excessive drinking, this other roommate posed a very big problem, and so ultimately you ended up giving notice, and you don't believe that you should be charged, right? Because for a large portion of the time that you were there, you were living with somebody who wasn't on the lease and who wasn't supposed to be. Ms. Horn, tell us how you met Ms. Cucchiaro.
We met at a laundromat where she was working, and she was living in a situation with a guy and another guy in a closet. So that's why I kind of wanted to bring her into my place because she had a house. And as I stated, my man wouldn't go for it. And then she ended up getting in a violent situation over at the house where she was living. So I had said, regardless of what you think, she's coming now.
All right, so you just took charge. So, Ms. Cucchiaro, the plaintiff at first was trying to help you. Correct. Tell us about your relationship initially.
At first, we were just friends, you know, I had just moved down there, I didn't really know many people, you know, we got along when we were at work together, everything was good. I went for a job on the road, traveling around to different music concerts.
But you stayed in touch?
Yeah,
Prior to the whole because of the situation at your prior residence?
Yes.
So, you moved in, and you had your name added to the lease, is that correct?
Correct, and did a background check as well.
At some point, Ms. Cucchiaro started traveling for work.
Yes, she sure did.
Tell me what happened.
When she'd leave for work, she was probably gone for 3 weeks at a time. She would come back and complain that she didn't make no money, they didn't give her hours, she was sleeping in tents in the rain.
All right, so she was traveling for work, wasn't a problem.
No.
It was when she started having money problems that it became an issue for you.
Yep.
Ms. Cucchiaro, did your financial situation change at some point?
I mean, yes and no. Like, it wasn't a case of because of traveling. Like, I already had all of my travel arrangements and everything paid for before I went. Like, it wasn't like I lost money going there.
But did you have a financial change, irrespective of whether it was related to travel? Did you?
Yes. The pizza place that I was working at, which was along with the traveling place, it just closed. Like, so I lost my job unexpectedly.
You told us, Ms. Horn, there was a different reason.
Yeah. She got arrested in December, and that's why she lost her job. Pizza place closed like 3 months after.
Is that true?
No. The pizza place closed in between Christmas and New Year's.
So, what ultimately led to the breakdown in this relationship from your perspective?
From my perspective, when she was having hardship problems, I asked her if she wanted to do the flea market stuff, and I do. So she agreed, and we started getting stuff together and going to the flea market together.
All right, let me stop you there. Was it before that that you had someone else move in?
Yes, he was there before.
Were there any problems with him being there?
Not to me and Jen. They have a love-hate relationship. One day they loved each other, next day they hated.
Okay, but she had problems with him from the start.
Not the first 2 weeks.
But from very early.
Yes,
Who was this other person?
it's my best friend for 7 years.
And where was Miss Gutierrez sleeping?
She had her bedroom.
She had that room initially. What happened when the friend moved?
He moved into the living room.
So she was able to retain physical space, but she lost use of the common space.
Nobody used the living room before he moved in.
Did she have to share a bathroom with this man?
Yes.
Big deal. Opposite gender. You would agree with me, right? Just go. Miss Gutierrez,